Somebody had to come into that house and do what they did to your mom.
I don't know. You guys are detectives. Aren't you supposed to figure this out?
You don't have normal feelings. Your attitude of things were very sociopathic.
Sociopathic?
Which is exactly what you're showing me right now.
This is 17-year-old Carlos Antonio Hollowell. Only hours before this interrogation, detectives found Carlos's mother, Denise, dead inside her lakeside home. They believe that behind her murder is her own son.
You're putting on a pretty good show.
A show?
Yeah, you're putting on a really good show.
A show?
Yeah.
On the surface, Carlos had been living the perfect life, smart, successful, and fit. But as detectives hunt for the truth over the course of a 9-week-long investigation, dark and disturbing secrets will prove Carlos is not at all who he pretends to be.
It looks just like something really brutal happened for no good reason whatsoever. There's something horrible got done, and you don't care about it.
It is 6:15 p.m. on July 19, 2019, when deputies with the Citrus County Sheriff's Office receive a frantic 911 call that immediately raises concern.
911, what is the address of the emergency? I need someone fast. I need EMTs. I need people. Okay. All right, stay on the phone with me and take a deep breath and calm down so we can get this information, okay? I can't. Do you think she's beyond any help? I don't know.
On the line is 17-year-old Carlos Antonio Hollowell, who reports that he has just found his adoptive mother, 57-year-old Denise Elaine Hollowell, dead inside their home on South Dodge Point Road in Inverness, Florida. When deputies arrive, they are met with a scene that looks straight out of a horror movie. Denise was found lying on her bed, with an axe resting beside her. To the first responders, it was immediately obvious that it had been used in the attack. But to understand what happened, investigators first looked at the life Denise had built. Denise was a single mother who had been adopted as a child. Later in life, she dedicated herself to giving other children the same opportunity, adopting 2 boys from Central America, Carlos from Guatemala and Angel from Honduras. Friends and family described her as a forever mom, someone who believed every child deserved a stable and loving home. The woman, who had spent her life caring for others, was at the center of a homicide investigation. To find out who had killed Denise, investigators turned to the only person known to have been inside the home at the time, Carlos. Carlos claims that he had been asleep when an intruder somehow entered the home and murdered his mother. However, there were no signs of forced entry, no broken windows, and no damaged locks anywhere around the property. For 9 weeks, investigators gathered evidence and witness accounts, with everything pointing to Carlos as the prime suspect, as he was the only person who could directly be connected to the crime. Carlos is eventually brought in for interrogation, and as detectives begin comparing his statements against the evidence, they uncover one contradiction after another, causing their suspicions to grow even stronger.
What's going on, Carlos? Hey. Going on, you hanging in there, man?
Just trying to accept the fact.
Once again, my name is Detective Ramos, Lieutenant Ball. So here's everybody out here, and we're just trying to talk to you, see if you could, help us out and let us know what all took place.
Okay. My mother and I came back from the funeral, and we had lunch together. We had pie together, and the last time I saw her was around 2:33. We both went to our separate rooms to take our naps for the day, which is what we normally do. And then about a couple hours later, I don't remember the time, I hear barking from my side of the house, which is abnormal. Our dogs are supposed to be in that little fenced-in area. So I walk out to the front door. My mom's door is closed as always, but she does let the dogs out every now and then while she's taking a nap to just let them go to the bathroom. So the front door was wide open. I figured she might have forgotten to close it. I looked outside. Our dog, the 2 green gates that you guys walked through, are completely open. Every now and then my mom sometimes does that. She's getting older and she forgets things very easily now. She was. So went to go find the dogs, checked around the property, looking for them. I couldn't find them. So I went to go wake my mom up to help me find them, and then I found her there.
What funeral did you go to?
We went to her friend's, Kathy, I forget her last name. It was in St. Petersburg. The whole family was there, close friend families. We weren't directly related to them.
Was it the funeral in the morning?
Yes, sir.
What time you guys got down to St. Pete?
Around 11, I think.
What time when you guys left from St. Pete?
I couldn't tell you. We just took off. After the funeral was over, we had brunch and then we left.
Where you guys have lunch at?
Also at the church. I forget the name of the church, but we had, all our family was there. We said hi to everybody.
So you had pie?
My mom and I stopped at her favorite place to stop to when she lived in St. Pete to get pie, and we brought him home with us. We both like to eat pie.
What kind of pie was that, man?
She had, I forget what she had, some fancy. I always eat apple pie, and that's kind of like my mom's and my tradition thing.
You remember at any time, what time you went to bed or take a nap?
No. The only thing I remember was waking up to the dog barking next to my room, which was odd.
Right. As soon as you got home, what happened from the funeral?
We ate pie. We both decided to take our naps. She went into her room, I went into mine, and I watched a couple things on YouTube and fell asleep and got up again and texted people and fell back to sleep. Usually we stay in there for about 2 or 3 hours to give ourselves time, our own separate time throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Did you talk to anybody at all on the phone?
No, I was texting my girlfriend, some friends about work. That was pretty much it.
Where you work at?
I applied to the Cove and I was texting some buddies who work there and see if I can get some recommendations and stuff.
Oh, okay. You were texting your girlfriend throughout the day or after you were taking a nap or?
It was after the funeral. I texted her mainly, and then before I went to sleep for the nap, and then after that I was out.
How long was the nap, more or less?
Definitely slept for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then from there I just kind of like fiddled on my phone playing games.
So you was already awake then when the dogs were barking?
No, that did wake me up. I fell back to sleep. I woke up after about a 2 hour nap, played on my phone and fell back to sleep. Because my mom wasn't up yet. Usually when I hear her being up, then I go outside, but I didn't hear her up, so I'll just let her have her space.
So when you guys normally take spaces, your naps, you guys don't talk to one another?
No, it's very common for us. We just like to have our own time throughout the day, because we do bicker and argue when we spend too much time together. So we've learned how to cope with it and just give ourselves space, and we get along fine.
Did you guys bicker, argue anything today?
No, I think it was fine. Completely normal day. In fact, it was a really good day. We got pie. That was a special treat. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos tells detectives that he and Denise had returned home from a funeral they attended earlier that day, arriving at around 3 p.m. According to him, they each went to their separate bedrooms to take a nap. Then, a few hours later, he was awakened by the family dog's barking, and when he went to check on Denise, he found her covered in blood. However, to the neighbors, only parts of that story appear to be true. Several recall hearing the dogs barking around the time investigators believe the murder occurred, but there is one detail that doesn't fit Carlos's account. Despite being home and nearby, none of them reported seeing anyone enter or leave the property during that time. But to detectives, that is only a minor inconsistency. As the interview continues, they begin uncovering details that paint a much stranger picture, starting with Carlos and his relationship with Denise.
When was the last time you and your mom got into an argument?
A while ago. I couldn't even tell you when. We've been fine since I moved back into the house.
You moved out?
I did. For a period of time, my mom was really upset with me because I wasn't following the path of school and everything. So she told me if I didn't get my act together, she'd ask me to find somewhere else to live for a little bit until I got my stuff together. And then I eventually did.
When did you move out?
I don't remember. I really don't remember any of that time.
A month at least? Was it like January, February, March? And then...
What's this month?
July.
July. So I want to say end of school and kind of like a month in summer, so whatever month that is.
What school you was going to?
I was at Citrus High School, but then I graduated from CERMI, online school in Ocala.
When did you stop going to Citrus?
I got expelled around right after Christmas time, January.
Did you get expelled or sent to Renaissance or?
Well, I got sent to Renaissance, but my mom and I declined it, and we just moved counties because it's professional courtesy.
Mhm.
And the school just said, okay, if you're not going to go to Renaissance, we will expel you. So we took that chance.
Okay. What was going on?
I got caught with possession of like this much in my car, so no tolerance rule. I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It was on the school properties when they ended up catching you with?
Yes, it was in my vehicle.
Carlos was around 15 years old when he was caught with marijuana in his vehicle, but his struggles with substance use had begun 4 years earlier. Over time, those issues became a major source of conflict between him and Denise. By 2015, their relationship had reportedly deteriorated into a cycle of frequent arguments and growing resentment. Carlos struggled academically, associated with a group of friends Denise strongly disapproved of, and resisted her expectations that he attend a traditional 4-year college. Instead, he wanted to pursue a technical education, a decision that often led to disagreements between them. Carlos later claimed that Denise repeatedly threatened to cut off financial support for his education, and during arguments would insult and belittle him. However, as investigators looked into those allegations, they found little evidence to support the picture he was trying to paint. And if you love teenage murderers like Carlos getting cooked, subscribe. That's literally all we do here.
You said you graduated while you were at home. So.
Yes, I graduated 2 or 3 weeks after I was home. I finished my online classes officially.
Mm-hmm. So it hasn't been that long. It's only been like maybe a month and a half, or maybe most.
So you're saying things have gotten better between you two?
Yes, definitely. My mom and I have always had a very close bond, and a lot of people didn't really understand me and my mom, and we've been through a lot together. So, I mean, there's nothing I wouldn't do for her or anything. So, I just don't know what happened. I was completely confused. Doors were open. It was completely unusual, but her door was still closed. And then when I opened it,
What do you mean doors were open?
front door, and then the gates were completely open,
Mm-hmm.
which never supposed to be like that.
Which gates?
The ones that you guys came through, the green ones.
Right.
They're supposed to stay closed to keep the dogs inside. We go in and out of them to get to our vehicles.
So is there more than one gate?
There's a
one?
gate where you guys enter and the gate on the opposite side.
Okay.
So the gate in the back was still closed?
They were both open.
They were both open?
Both open. Front door was open. And that was completely weird. Sometimes my mom leaves the front door open on accident, but usually not the side doors. It's very odd for her, so I thought something was up. And then when I went to her room...
Where were the dogs at when they were barking?
Our first 2 dogs, Lou and Firecracker, took off. I couldn't even find them. And then the aggressive one, Noelle, was barking on the window on the right side of my room. So she was on the right side of the house.
So one facing your house, dogs on the right?
This is the house, and then it was right here on that side, that wall. And she was barking towards the lake. And then eventually when I came out, she was just all over the place trying to sniff and go wherever and wander because they don't get out of the gate.
So what did you see when you walked into your mom's room?
It was our axe in the side of my mom.
What would you guys be using the axe for?
We have a lot of trees that are down. We have a chainsaw, but sometimes it's not working, and then sometimes there's small trees. So we'll just hack them up and then throw them in the burn pile or just discard them inside the woods.
Right.
So
When was the last time you even used it?
used it 2 days ago-ish. It was one of the days when it was raining really bad. We had a small tree fall down across the road. So my mom and I just hacked it up and threw it in the woods.
Your mom used it?
Yes.
And she used it that day, a couple days ago?
Think so. Maybe. I'm not sure. I know she got it for me because I was already down at the road looking at the tree where if I could just move it myself or if we did have to hack it up.
Did you use it at all today?
No.
How come you told one of the deputies that you did use it today?
I did?
Mm-hmm.
I had a machete. I don't remember saying I used my axe today.
Yeah, that's what they told us, is that you said that you had handled it today. Maybe they confused it with the machete.
I think so.
What was going on with the machete?
My machete, I keep that in my room. That's my own little personal protective thing. My mom has a snake charmer in her room. I have the machete in there, and I usually sharpen it on the weekends and just fiddle around with it. My mom knows I like to sharpen my knives and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Carlos appears to be getting ahead of a problem he knows detectives may eventually raise. He explains that if his fingerprints are found on the axe, it is only because he had used it 2 days earlier to chop wood around the property. When investigators later conduct a thorough search of the heavily wooded lot, they would find nothing to support this claim. There are no recently cut trees, no piles of chopped wood, and no signs of fresh wood cutting anywhere on the property.
Do you have any problems out there where you need it for protection or anything?
We've had
pretty quiet out there.
We've had a couple intruders, so my mom likes to keep things private, which is why we have a lot of those signs that say surveillance or beware of dog and stuff like that.
You guys actually got surveillance up?
No.
It's just like a scare tactic.
We have one camera on the side of the house that doesn't even work. It's just there, just for looks.
When was the last time you had any problems with anyone?
A long while ago. Our neighbor, Rick, even came to our property with his small handheld gun to make sure no one was there, and no one was there, at least.
What happened that day with Rick?
I don't exactly remember, to be honest with you. I just remember him being over at the property, like looking around, seeing if there was an intruder.
Did he tell you it was an intruder, or did you tell him it was an intruder? How?
I don't remember. I think it was my mom. And then Rick came over because I just saw him out in the yard and with a gun, and I was like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And my mom was like, okay. And then we've had an instance where when I was really young, someone was on the property and scratched big old cross inside one of our screens trying to get in the house.
So let's talk about your mom.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we're not looking at an accidental situation here, right?
No.
Somebody put an axe in the back of her head. Who would have done that?
I don't know anybody who would have done that. All my mom's close friends, anything would be people at church. This is the only people that I know.
She don't have any enemies?
Not that I know of. She
People that,
kept to herself. So
you guys are kind of out there in the middle.
yeah, we're in
nowhere.
We're in the middle of nowhere. We just keep to ourselves. We put signs up because we've had small intruders, and then we hear noises at night. So she just puts all that stuff up for safety.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
She hasn't had any problems with anybody?
Not that I know of. She also stays private from me as well. I only know what I need to know.
Does she have a cell phone too?
Yes.
Where does she usually keep that?
Usually keeps it on her nightstand.
Okay.
Do you have any enemies? Anyone that's trying to come after you for anything?
Yeah, I got one person, but they don't even know where I live. I don't know.
What's the beef between you and this other person?
Something about he and my friend had a bad drug deal or something like that, and apparently just because I was connected to my friend, he had beef with me, blah, blah, blah. And then he disrespected me, my family, and my girlfriend, so we fought each other. Physical fight, and we moved past it.
How long ago was that?
A month ago. About a month.
So that got squashed, and no other problems ever after that?
No, he just talks crap every now and then, but he doesn't do anything about it. And we've pretty much all let it go.
And who else comes to the house besides your girlfriend?
That's it.
Just your girlfriend?
Just my friends, but my mom doesn't let them on the property, so they got to meet me at the gate, or I go to them.
Why she want your peoples on the property?
She doesn't like people on the property.
Oh.
It's her private property. She's always been really strict about that.
So you don't have no enemies. She has no enemies.
Nope.
Can't even see your house from the roadway.
No,
It's not like having to drive by and be like, oh, look at your house. Your house is pretty much covered up.
Yeah, we're way back there. The only other entrance is through the lake. That's it. Which we have constant airboats and random people going through in and out, but no one's ever come by our dock. We have a boat right there, so no one docks or anything.
And we see that your back doors are all keyed.
Yes.
You can't even open it from the inside.
Yeah, from the inside?
It's the inside, right? You got to use a key to get in. You had to go out by using a key.
Yes.
Who has that key?
My mom and I do. On my car key somewhere, wherever she has them.
They're all locked, though.
They should be locked.
Yeah.
All of them stay locked unless we're going out. The front door sometimes stays unlocked depending if the dogs are coming in and out. And if not, it's double locked when we're in for the night.
So no other people you could come just phantom who could be, coming onto the property.
That's the only person I know is Aiden. And he did disrespect me and my family, but I don't.
But he has beef with you, so if anything, he would have.
Yeah, he would have come after me. Yeah, so I had no idea who would come into my house and do that because I didn't have any enemies. I got along with everybody. My mom didn't either. The whole church knew us. Everybody knows us. Mom and son. Everybody loved us.
So when you guys came in, when you first pulled back up, ate you guys pie, was the front door open or closed at that time?
Closed.
It was closed at the time. So you guys come in. Who got it? Who walked in the house first? You or your mom?
I did.
Then your mom's behind you. She closed the door.
Correct.
Where the dogs are normally kept at?
They're either inside the house in the living room, or they go to her room when she takes a nap, or she leaves them out in the living room depending on where they want to go. And then sometimes she'll let them outside and just leave them out there.
In a little gated area.
Yes.
So you guys walk in. Mm-hmm. You guys have pie. Right. What did you guys have pie at?
Right on the dinner table.
On the dinner table. Mm-hmm. Plastic plates, silverware. What
no, we just ate right out of the box because we each had our own separate pies.
Did you like half of it, or you only had a little piece?
Yeah, just a slice. Just a slice. Yeah. We usually do. We just eat a slice, save it. We savor it because we're used to kind of living paycheck to paycheck because of a teacher and being a single parent. So we make things last, and she doesn't get paid over the summer.
Gotcha. So you guys are done at the dining table.
Correct.
What you guys do? What do you guys do with the pies?
Put them in the fridge, and then we parted ways. I went to my bathroom, and then I went to my room. And then my mom was just out in the living room, out and about, doing whatever, and I finally heard her go to her room.
At that time, when she went into her room, did you just hear her just footsteps going in her room? There was the door open, close. Did you hear her slam the damn door, or?
No, it was just normal. I heard her walking in her room, and then her door closed.
Was the TV on? Did she watch TV before it was?
Yeah, she had her TV on. I think she had it on the sleep mode, which is normally what she does. She'll put it on sleep, and after a certain time, it'll turn off.
Did you hear the TV from your room?
Oh, no, I can never hear it.
So you don't know if the TV was on or off then?
But she usually has it.
What she normally does?
Yeah, so I assume.
Here are the two main statements to focus on. Firstly, in an apparent attempt to steer suspicion away from himself, Carlos tells detectives that he does have an enemy, a local drug dealer who could potentially be responsible for the murder. But investigators dismiss that theory almost immediately. The alleged conflict was between the dealer and Carlos, not Denise, giving no clear motive for someone to target his adoptive mother. Secondly, detectives begin noticing subtle inconsistencies in Carlos's account. One detail that particularly stands out is that during his initial description of the day, Carlos never mentions Denise watching television. It is only after detectives specifically ask whether she had been doing anything before her death, such as watching TV, that he suddenly includes that detail in his story. And as he keeps changing his story, the detective's suspicions grow stronger than before.
Best of your knowledge, you're saying is, you did your tools.
Yes.
Close the door.
I thought I did.
And then went to sleep.
Yes, correct. And then my mom was still up, doing whatever, and then I heard her go back to her room and close the door.
So your mom went to her room and now came out and went back to her room again?
Yeah, she does that all the time. She'll get up, get tea. She'll get up, get water, do whatever. And she doesn't always sleep, deep sleep like I do. She's a restless sleeper. She hears everything. So she'll always get up here or there.
Story's changing as we keep going. It just keeps changing and changing. You went from
what's changing?
You talking about she went to you heard her.
Okay.
You said you went to your room.
I'm confused.
You say you went to your room.
Yes.
You closed your door.
Correct.
You heard your mom walk to her room and close her door.
Right. She was doing
and
what
then
she
you went to
normally
sleep.
does. Yes, she was doing what she normally does, and then I went to sleep.
So then how you know she came out and went back in?
That was before I went to sleep. I'm saying that I went to my room, closed my door, and I hear my mom doing what she normally does, goes to her room, and then she needs something, water. She usually gets water. came out, got water. She went back to her room, never heard it up again. So I went to sleep.
So her room should have a cup of water in it?
I don't know what she got. I don't know. I was in my room. So I have no idea. That's just her usual routine. This is going off of what she normally does. Her everyday thing.
Her normal routine, but what did you actually hear? Because you can say I can normally tie my shoes, but that don't mean I really had tied my shoes.
Well, she just went into the kitchen. I usually know she gets water because she gets dehydrated, and sometimes she doesn't bring it with her, so she'll drink it there. So she'll have her water cup next to her medicine, and she'll just get a drink and go back to bed, or do whatever. She'll get tea. I don't know because I'm in my room.
Like bottled water, or is it what kind of?
It's in a jug. We refill our waters, and we keep them in the fridge.
Let's step out for a minute.
Okay.
Just hang loose real quick.
No problem.
Detectives take a brief 5-minute break to regroup, but when they return, Carlos volunteers to tell a story that is about to raise several red flags.
What kind of car do you have?
I used to drive my mother's 4Runner, 2007 4Runner.
What's wrong with it?
I was on the trails and I slid into a tree. So,
What side got damaged?
the right side.
The driver's side? Bad? I only told passenger side.
Yes. Well, I mean, the frame's okay. I just need to get 2 new doors.
It happens.
Yeah.
It won't be the first time.
Yeah, no.
It won't be the last time either.
My mom wasn't too happy about it, but she was glad I was safe.
So the engine and everything works good on it?
Yes, it still runs.
But once you get those 2 doors, it'll be back hitting the trails again.
Oh, yeah.
You really don't need the doors, man. You can hit the trails like that.
Yeah.
Just take the doors off.
Yeah. My mom was very particular. That was her first car she ever bought.
Or the 4Runner?
Yeah.
How long have you been driving it?
Only a year. I used to drive a Ram 1500 red pickup truck.
What happened with that one?
I attempted running into a tree.
Oh, how long ago was that?
Somewhere when I was 16.
About a year?
Yeah.
What happened with that, man? Why?
I was in a bad place, a very bad place, and then my mom just didn't know what to do. She didn't know that I was in that place, and I just went for it.
What you've been doing differently since from then to now?
I'm on, I made another attempt, and then my mom finally...
When was the second attempt?
I couldn't even tell you. I know it's on file. I don't know the exact date.
What gets you to that point? Like what was going on during that time that made you?
I wasn't done recovering after what happened between my mom, my younger brother, and me. Even though it happened a while ago, it was just starting to come back up again.
What happened between Denise and Carlos's younger brother, Angel, is a story of its own. In September 2015, deputies with the Citrus County Sheriff's Office arrested Denise after Angel was discovered hiding inside a neighbor's storage shed. He told deputies that he had not been fed for 2 days. As investigators looked further into the allegations, they uncovered claims of severe isolation and harsh punishment. Denise admitted to locking Angel inside his bedroom with an exterior padlock. The room's windows had been nailed shut and painted over, leaving him completely cut off from the outside world. The room contained little more than a cot with an air mattress and a bucket. Angel also alleged that he was forced to perform household chores and was frequently struck as punishment. Carlos's bedroom contained toys, books, and entertainment systems, including an Xbox. When deputies questioned Carlos at the time, he strongly defended Denise. He described Angel as dishonest and troubled, insisting that the allegations were untrue. Combined with support from colleagues at the school where Denise worked, his statements helped contribute to the state attorney's office ultimately dropping any charges due to a lack of corroborating physical evidence. Although she avoided a conviction, the consequences were devastating. Denise lost her teaching job, her reputation in the community was severely damaged, and Angel was permanently removed from the home and placed into foster care. And with that emotional story now on the table, detectives begin pushing Carlos a little harder, hoping he might finally confess to something.
Carlos, how often do you think it is that somebody's sitting in their house taking a nap or anything like that situation, and some stranger comes in and kills them?
I don't know, but I will say this. I hope you're not insinuating I would do this. Because she adopted me from 4. She has been my mother, has been by my side.
What my inference is that rarely ever happens.
Okay.
That rarely ever happens. And what I'm trying to lead to is that 99.9% of the time, it's a family member or a close friend or
we don't know anybody
or a lover or something like that.
The only person, ex-lover is, I don't even know his first name, is Mr. Dave. It was her ex. She's had 2 marriages, both separated. I don't even know really who they are.
So what were you guys arguing about today?
We weren't arguing today.
The neighbors heard you guys arguing today.
About what?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking you about.
What neighbors?
Which neighbors do you think?
I don't know. Because we haven't argued at all today. We were good. No, today we were all fine.
You weren't there very long.
No, we were there in the morning. And we were fine. And then we went to the funeral, which everybody saw us there. We were fine. And then when we went home, we were fine.
Was there any reason why you guys would have gotten loud about something? You got loud?
No, we weren't loud at all. This morning, we were calm. She woke me up.
About the afternoon?
No. There's no yelling whatsoever. When we went to bed, it was just that. Today, we were fine. Like, nothing.
How do your dogs react when strangers come to the house?
It depends. If they're outside, they'll just bark at whoever it is and then eventually just give up. If they're inside, they will be very aggressive and bark crazy. Like crazy.
Like normal dogs?
Yes. But if they're outside, they're passive.
And they were inside when you guys were sleeping, right?
Yes. And then when I woke up, they were outside.
But you didn't hear them barking before?
No, I just heard Noelle start barking like crazy next to my window, and that's when I got up. Well, out of my room, at least.
Right. So, but more than likely, if somebody broke in, that I'm just saying the stranger thing, they would be freaking out. No,
not exactly. I mean, if you just open the door, they'll just walk out. They won't think anything of it. We've had...
That's not very characteristic of dogs, especially...
Well, those are our dogs, and that's how we've trained them. Those are our dogs, and we know how they act.
Mm-hmm. So you just said they would...
If they're outside and they see somebody in the gate, they will bark, but then leave it alone. If they're inside, they will bark like hell if somebody enters the house.
If somebody had to enter the house.
Well, if you open the door and you just let them out and they're spread around everywhere, how are they supposed to see anybody?
It's
called opening the door and somebody letting them out.
They sit in the living room. They don't sit right in front of the door. There's a couch. There's the sofa.
Right.
They sit right there. They're not right in front of the view.
Somebody had to come into that house and do what they did to your mom.
Okay. I can tell. I know that.
Right.
What I'm saying is, if I'm going to open the door, the dogs are there. They're going to go. They're going to sit there, go crazy and barking until the door's open. I'm not going to open the door and run off. Your house is in the middle of nowhere for me to take off with the dogs, not to hear a bark. How's explain that if I'm going to open the door, I can't run that fast with the dogs.
I don't know. You guys are detectives. Aren't you supposed to figure this out? The doors are open on the side. The gate doors are open, so the dogs are everywhere. And the front door is still open. So I have no idea how it got there. I want to know how it got there, and I don't want to know why. I do not know. And I want to know. Because for some reason, my dogs have been let out where they won't bark and won't do anything because they run off. As soon as they're out of that gate, they will run off because that is the only time they get outside of that gate, or else they're stuck in that gate. So I don't know what you guys are trying to get out of me right now, but I didn't do anything and would never do anything to my mother like that. As much as we used to bicker and get back at each other, fighting sometimes, and then peace, and then back and forth, and then peace again. Never in a million years would I ever think to do that. She's my mom. I was adopted at age 4, and I've been with her forever.
Yeah.
Would never do such a thing like that. And if you're insinuating that, I'm very offended by that.
You're putting on a pretty good show.
A show?
Yeah, you're putting on a really good show.
A show?
Yeah.
How's this a show?
Because I remember the whole interviews with you back when all this went down.
You remember that?
Yeah, I was in charge of the Major Crimes Unit then.
Okay.
So, And I remember that CPT talking about how your attitude of things were very sociopathic.
Sociopathic.
Which is exactly what you're showing me right now. And you're trying to act like you're upset about something.
Trying?
Yeah.
Okay, how is this trying? That was my mom. My mother.
Yeah. Right.
So trying, how is this trying?
Because you don't feel like normal people feel.
I don't feel like normal people feel.
Yeah. That's what a sociopath has the issues with.
Okay,
But
so you're calling me a sociopath?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. This is what sociopaths do.
Well, do what?
I've just been sizing you up the whole time. And
okay.
It's like 100%.
Okay, you can size me up.
You don't have normal feelings.
You can size me up all you want. I do have normal feelings. I loved my mom. Ask anybody in this county. They can attest to that.
Do you think that people that love one another don't do the most extreme things to them?
Not like that. No.
It happens all the time, every day.
No.
That's what I just told you earlier, that it's usually like a loved one.
Okay, I would not do that. You ask anybody in this county. My mom and I were amazing. We would never do such a thing like that to each other at all. My mom would never hurt me like that, and I would never hurt her. You call me a sociopath or whatever you want. And I'm sorry for getting upset. But you please ask around. Ask anybody.
We're going to ask everybody.
Ask everybody. They will attest that I would never do that. Ever.
You've been having some pretty bad years the last couple of years here.
I've had some bad years, yeah, but I would never do that to my mom.
Very kind of characteristic of going off the rails.
Going off the rails.
You've had some depression issues.
Correct, and I'm taking
stuff.
Correct, I'm taking Prozac.
And you have been off meds. You've been on meds.
I was off at the beginning, and then I've been on consistently.
You've had some domestic issues with mom.
That was what she said, and then we figured it out later.
At this point, detectives decide to end the interview. While they have learned a great deal from Carlos, they believe there is still more to uncover before confronting him further. Over the next several weeks, they continue gathering evidence, reviewing witness statements, and examining the details of the case. Then, with a stronger understanding of what happened, they bring Carlos back in for another round of questioning. But this time, they start right off with picking his story apart completely.
There was mention of security camera.
Correct. There was one facing the shed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's we don't have a chip for any for you to play it back or see it. It just always was on.
That's just the one outside?
Yeah. So I don't know if it was recording or not, but it has little red lights for the night vision or infrared, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks bad at night. When you look at it, you can see it and it's red, so it's pointing right at you. So
right.
Okay.
The what else, buddy? Any other cameras at all? Any cameras inside?
Not that I remember. My mom was, not that I remember. My mom said something about having a camera, but I've gone back to the house, and you guys have thoroughly gone through it. When I got back there and saw, I still didn't find any cameras. The only one that I knew was already taken off the property.
So you don't just the one camera's taken off the property, you thought the one was outside the house?
Mm-hmm.
What about any ones that were inside the house?
I don't remember if there were any ones inside or not, because it's not something I care about that much. It's whatever my mom did. My mom was always very private, so most of the cameras were hidden. There's a sign that we have that says surveillance, and we had multiple cameras up at the house, but they all got weathered out and broken.
Mm-hmm.
So we just left up little lights that look like cameras, and they're all kind of hidden in the trees and stuff, where it's kind of hard to find them. So my mom was always very private with that kind of stuff.
What about cameras in the house?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Sure?
Yes, those are just whatever my mom did.
Okay. So you said you don't remember, or you know there wasn't any in the house?
I don't remember, because I don't know if there were or not.
Okay.
Yeah, there are, because my mom said she caught me on camera sneaking in a friend late at night. We got in big trouble for that. And the one that she caught me on wasn't there. It's a little white one that faces towards the door. I remember that one.
Where was it at?
Right on where the TV is, a big shelf thing. It sits right on the side, faces right towards the door. It's been there long enough to where I keep forgetting it's even there. But I remember it because I got busted on there.
Any other cameras?
Not to my knowledge. That's the only one I specifically remember because I got busted.
When did that happen?
Oh, I don't.
In reference to your mom's passing.
Maybe a month before. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Okay, so she's had him for a little while, or had the camera for a little while.
Yeah, it was there long enough to where I forgot it was there. I guess, but not long enough for me to forget the fact that I got busted with the camera.
Okay. And then her phone you've never seen?
No, I haven't seen her phone. I do remember that. I don't remember if I made note of that. I didn't see her phone in her room when I walked in. It's usually right there. It's plain as day. You can see it. All her electronics sit on that one little table. Her little watch that she has, her Fitbit, her phone, chargers, Bluetooth speaker, and her light. They're always right there. And that wasn't there. Which I don't remember if I told Ramos or not. That was.
So phone wasn't there?
No.
So is everything else there? That you recall?
Yes, her glasses I think were still there. I don't remember if she had them all on her own, but her glasses I think were still there. Her little Fitbit thing was still there. And everything else I'm pretty sure was still there. Because I found the rest of her things still sitting there when I went back to the house and you guys searched.
Right.
I found a little thing. Her glasses were still there. All her knickknacks were still there.
Okay. Nothing else you can think I was missing?
No.
No jewelry, nothing like that?
No, because I went back and I looked into her jewelry box and such, and that's how I found her little Carlos bracelet and this little fake painted gold thing that she usually wore.
Okay. You never went back to the lake the whole day though? That afternoon. You guys got back, you went to the thing, then went towards the lake, you stayed up front, you went to the shed.
Right, yeah.
And then you were
No, we never went back towards the lake. I mean, there was no reason to. I wasn't fishing that day or nothing. And we can see it because the big open window inside the house, you can see right through.
Can you see down there clearly?
Oh yeah, clearly. You can see the boats and all that. You can even see the edge of the water.
Okay.
And right from the start, detectives begin catching Carlos in lies. Denise had installed 3 ADT security cameras inside the home, all of which were connected directly to her cell phone. But investigators discovered that shortly before the murder, all 3 cameras had been unplugged and removed. Even more suspiciously, Denise's phone was missing from the residence, suggesting that someone had intentionally tried to eliminate any digital evidence that might reveal what happened inside the house. Carlos may have thought this was a smart move, removing the cameras and the phone to erase the evidence, but detectives are about to connect him to that exact mistake, turning what he believed was a cover-up into one of the strongest pieces of evidence against him.
You know we have your cell phone. We did a full download on that and everything, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think we would have found on your cell phone at all? Anything?
Maybe something that incriminates me by drugs.
I'm not the drug police. I don't care about drugs.
No.
Nothing at all?
No. Maybe a couple things that I vented to some friends about my mom and I having arguments, but nothing that resolves to that case.
And you said you fell asleep about an hour and a half or so?
Yeah, an hour and a half.
On your phone, there's really no dead time. Your phone's being used almost the entire time.
Yeah, it's probably stay on.
No, I mean somebody physically using it. See, the phone, the database-wise, this has come from our forensic guy.
Mm-hmm.
The phone was used. It records flips and stuff like that. It records every time you flip it, plug it in. Anytime you access something, every website you look at, you're looking at sports, stuff like that, just like you told us before.
Yeah.
But it shows it was active almost the entire time you were home.
Like back and forth on the house, or just on one steady thing?
Different stuff.
Oh.
So every time you open an app, every time you close the phone, every time you reopen the phone, all that's recorded. Like everything on the phone's recorded.
Right, the whole thing, yeah.
I mean, everything. Steps you take, places you've been. That's how when you do a search on Google, it'll show up on Facebook.
Right.
Because they're linked together. If you're at McDonald's, it'll say, did you like McDonald's, even though you didn't say you're at McDonald's.
Right.
Phone knows you're there.
Mm.
So it keeps track of everything you've done. It's just phones these days.
Right.
They're basically walking computers and thing of what you've done, an entire diary of what you've done.
Right.
Your phone never shows it was ever pretty much dormant for any kind of long period of time.
Well, I definitely went to sleep, I tell you that. I was out.
Right. And you said you never woke back up until your dog's barking.
Yeah, as soon as the dogs barked, that's when I woke up. And that's when I started moving back around.
And then the house was, the front door was open
Yeah, front door was already cracked.
and the gates were open. Okay. And then your mom phone, when you found her, she was missing. It was missing.
Correct. It wasn't there.
Okay. On your phone itself, it also tracks your GPS locations. So I can track your entire track around your yard.
Like move it.
Yes, everything. So, I mean, some of the stuff you told me is true and some of the stuff not so true.
Like, what's up?
Like where all you went and why you're on the phone. Because you're on the phone with 911 for a few minutes, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So it tracks everywhere you went the entire time you're on the phone and the entire time when you weren't on the phone.
Right.
So as you said, you carry the phone with you everywhere, just like typical, pretty much all young people these days don't leave without it.
So yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So it tracks everywhere you went. It says you were down by the lake area.
For when?
At that time, while you were in that whole time frame from when you called 911 on.
I didn't go down by the lake. I could see it. I didn't go down there.
It tracks you all the way down there. GPS, I mean, it looks like a connect the dots the entire way.
Well, I don't remember being down there at all. I don't, because there's no reason for me to be down there.
We got your phone down by the lake. Do you know where the little wide opening is? You got like a tree here, a tree there, and there's one little wide opening area where you got an open view of the lake and you see across towards Sandpiper and all that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The entrance of the lake?
But
yeah,
while your boat, right in front of where your boat is.
There's two places. There's the small lagoon and then there's
Not the lagoon, the open lake part.
Okay, yeah.
So right in that area, we got your phone all the way down right by that.
Okay.
And that's why I'm trying to figure out why you would go down there.
Possibly, like I said, maybe dogs. I don't remember going down there.
Okay. All right, you know we have a dive team, right?
Yeah.
And then we searched the entire lake behind there.
Okay.
Have we found anything out there, you think?
I don't know. No, sir.
Nothing to know of?
No. Probably old hooks, fishing poles.
It's common with you finding lake bottoms.
That's
Anything else you think about finding down there? I need to be completely honest with you because I'm trying to help you.
Yeah, I definitely understand 100%. Yeah, no.
See, does that look familiar at all to you? I know it's taken apart.
Is that the camera that's hanging up?
That was outside?
Yeah, it's facing towards the.
See, does that look familiar to you?
No, sir.
Remember the small cameras you said were in the house? This
Yeah,
camera
just
was
one.
outside of here.
Okay, then yeah, it's one of the ones that are facing towards the window.
Guess how many we found?
Okay.
How many do you think we would have found?
One?
No.
If there's only one in the house.
No, you know there's one in the house.
No, sir, I know of one.
Did your mom show you the videos of the dogs and stuff?
Yeah, from the one that faces the door. You can see him watching outside when we roll up. You can see him barking at the door.
There's 3 cameras in the house.
Okay.
I found 3 cameras and I actually found one of them.
Okay.
And then guess what else? What else do you think we could have found in the lake that day? I'm just trying to ask you if you just to help me out here.
Yeah, I understand. And I don't know.
You don't know what else we could have found in there.
No, I'm going to assume her phone since she's on camera.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that ain't nothing there. That was the lake. That's from the house. This is that big thing. The few told us about.
Right, yeah. The one that sits outside.
And then this is same thing as in this. Basically, this here is just there.
There are 2 main things detectives focus on here. First, when they analyzed Carlos's cell phone activity, they discovered there was no dead time during the period he claimed to have been asleep. Instead, the record showed continuous phone usage, indicating that he had been awake. Second, and far more damaging, is his phone's GPS data. After dive teams conducted systematic searches of the lake behind the house, they recovered all 3 security cameras that had been removed from the home, along with Denise's missing cell phone. Investigators then extracted GPS data from Carlos's phone and compared it to the exact timestamps when the cameras and Denise's phone went offline. Needless to say, the results were devastating. Rather than being asleep in his bedroom as he claims, Carlos's phone places him at the shoreline of the lake behind the house at the exact moment the home's digital surveillance system and Denise's cell phone were disabled. In a single stroke, detectives have evidence that Carlos was both awake and in the precise location where the missing evidence was ultimately found.
We're trying to recap and try to get what we need to get done. We're trying to, get some closure, man, because I know you must have been wondering this whole time.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened at all from when, like, from the dogs barking to finding my mom. And once I found my mom, I did panic. I quite, like, really bad, because it's just, mom's there, oh shit, panicked, and just grabbed the one that's facing the front door. I grabbed her phone and I grabbed the thing, the one that was up there. I knew about that one. I thought it was the Guardzilla, but it ended up being a white one. And I dumped them in the lake. And then I called 911 either before or after that. But
what made you panic? The throne?
I didn't know. Honestly, truthfully, I didn't know if something did happen. I do sleepwalk sometimes. And then everything else, it's like I didn't know what happened, because I woke up in my room. Just woke up, and it was like, okay, hear dogs barking, blah blah blah. Doors closed, slightly cracked open, front door, blah blah blah. It's just things that I didn't think were completely out of the ordinary. My mom's done them before. Left the door slightly open, didn't close it all the way. Left the two side gates open. Either walking to the recyclables and then put the bin away, and just left them open because the dogs were out, and then walked inside or something. And then after that, that's pretty much it.
So you threw the 2 cameras in the lake in her phone?
Yeah, that was it. Because
About 3 cameras. There's total 3 cameras.
I don't remember a third one. I remember specifically 1, 2.
There's one on each side of the TV. And one type of thing.
Then possibly, yeah. Because I don't remember a third. I remember specifically the one that was.
So your fingerprints likely the one we have on the camera.
Yeah, mine and my mom's here. Because I panicked. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I completely panicked. I mean, what happened between me and my mom when I threw her down on the ground, and I also didn't exactly remember that either. It was kind of like it happened. It was just boom, it happened, and all of a sudden my mom's getting up off the ground. I'm like, oh, okay, shit. I remember her last hitting me with on accident, apparently, with my car keys, and then her.
That's back with a domestic issue, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's back in February.
Right, and then found different living situations.
Their relationship had been deteriorating not only because of the person Carlos had become, but also because Denise had already experienced violence from him before. In one earlier incident, Carlos allegedly threw Denise to the ground, causing a fracture. The assault left her increasingly fearful of her own son, and according to court records, that fear only grew in the months leading up to her death. By May 2019, Denise's anxiety had become so severe that she sent a chilling text message to an associate, asking them to take care of her cat and 2 dogs if anything ever happened to her. The message showed that long before her murder, Denise was already worried that she could be seriously harmed inside her own home.
Do you realize that doesn't make any sense for anybody to do that's totally innocent?
Yes, I do understand. So that's what's been bothering me the past 2 months, is I don't know. I don't remember. And then when I have dreams, it's playing in different ways. It's been eating away at me, because I don't remember at all.
You realize that I need more than that. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to do that.
I do. I know. I understand, and I just don't know. I don't remember whatsoever what happened, what really happened from when I woke up to then.
But your phone doesn't really show you took a nap for any period of time.
I definitely did, because I don't remember ever being on my phone. I don't remember text messages or texting somebody or talking to anybody. I do remember sports, and that was it. I remember being outside at the shed and grabbing the axe. But other than that, it's been, and that's it. That's all I remember. Which is why I also panicked, because I remember the last thing I did was grab the axe. But my intent wasn't for that. Intent's just getting it sharpened, getting ready to get the yard work done.
In his first interrogation, Carlos claimed that his fingerprints might be found on the axe because he had used it to chop wood 2 days earlier. But now, during this interview, his story changes. This time, he tells detectives that he had actually handled the axe on the very day of the murder while sharpening it and doing yard work. But if Carlos thought detectives would overlook that detail, he was mistaken. Instead, they're about to turn it against him.
Because, I mean, all the evidence points at you. There's nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm trying to get you to help me out, because
I don't remember anything. We didn't have any fights, and that's the thing. That's why I panicked the most, because I specifically remember being in the garage with the sharpening knife,
right,
sharpening the axe, like getting it ready to go. I even went out to go look at the fence line, hopped the fence, looked at the tree, blah blah blah, did all that normal routine shit. I gotta figure out, okay, where am I cutting? What am I cutting? And then what part of the fence do I have to fix? I'm a nice person, so.
Yeah. So everybody talk to you if you're a nice person.
Yeah.
Everybody's scared to death of your temper, though. Everybody.
Yeah. I get that a lot. I get that. My mom's
So
definitely.
it's not like they said you're a rude punk ass. They said, no, he's a great kid, but his temper flies off. You can't control it.
And I've been working on it, and lately I've been pretty good at it. It's just.
What you been doing to try to work on it?
Breaths, the medication, and then just letting it go for that moment. And then when I'm alone or outside, there's a tree. There's a tree out that's fallen over, that's rotten. I'll just beat the shit out of it. Bare hands, or I'll put a towel around my knuckles and just go out there and beat the shit out of it.
So what else do you think about that could have set you off?
I don't remember her saying
I said
anything.
there's nobody else at all that could have done that.
I know, I understand. So
That's what I'm just trying to figure out why.
I
So
know.
I can help you on it because it helps me figure out what caused it.
I don't know.
Like I said, man, I could relate, man. It's been what years of dealing with my dad. All right, well, at least your mom wasn't, to that point.
Yeah, no, it's
you know
just.
what I mean. So anything I could have said hi the wrong way, and I was getting my head beat. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand the build up of years of taking that. After a while, you just like anything else. Once you get back into a corner, and you figure out, man, I can't back up, I can't calm down no more. It's gonna overflow. It's human. No one in this world can just bottle all in. After a while, you squeeze this bottle, the water's gonna bust up through it, man. Man, we know for the years from you being a little kid, not dealing with that stress from the whole you and your younger brother, and then now all this that now she's not even trying to filter it. She just comes straight at you nasty.
Although detectives were never able to extract a confession from Carlos, the evidence against him is overwhelming at this point. Ultimately, Carlos Hollowell was arrested and charged with first-degree premeditated murder. Prosecutors argued that the motive boiled down to control and retaliation. In the months leading up to Denise's death, she had begun placing an increasing amount of restrictions on him, confronting him about his grades, his future, and what she saw as his lack of direction. According to the prosecution, those tensions continued to build until July 13, 2019, when Carlos finally snapped. In July 2021, a jury found him guilty of murdering his adoptive mother, Denise Hollowell. Because Carlos was just 17 years old at the time of the crime, he was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of judicial review after 25 years. He will become eligible for that review in 2044, when he is in his early 40s. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to subscribe to our channel. 80% of everyone watching isn't, and your support would help us more than you realize. It's free, and it keeps this channel alive. You can also check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.